Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Susie's Sweet Treats. Today we're going to make two different types of muffins. First muffin is going to be a chocolate chip muffin. The second muffin is going to be a chocolate chip muffin. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to combine all of our dry ingredients into our bowl. So the first thing is 2.5 cups of flour. And you can do it by the measuring of scooping the flour in with a spoon, or you can just do the scoop method. For these, I just do the scoop method. So that's one. And we have two. And I did say it was 2.5 cups. So let's grab the half cup here. That's 2.5 cups, and this is going to be for the first batch. The next, it's going to be 1 cup of sugar. And in this, I just have a half a cup measuring cup, so I just use that twice. The next is going to be 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Make sure it's baking powder and not baking soda. So that's 1 and 2. Our next ingredient is going to be a half a teaspoon of baking soda. So baking soda. And then it's a half a teaspoon of salt. And then we're also going to add in 1 heaping cup of chocolate chips. And I'm just using semi-sweet chocolate chips. You can use any type of chocolate chips you want. You can use butterscotch. You can use whichever ones that you prefer. So all of our dry ingredients are in. And I also have the oven preheating to 450 degrees because we're going to start the muffins off at 450 degrees for a few minutes, and then we will drop the temperature down to 350 and then finish the baking from there. So now that all of our dry ingredients are mixed, we're going to add our wet ingredients. So our wet ingredients is going to be a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. It could be any type of, in reality, any type of oil that you prefer. I have vegetable oil on hand, so that's what I'm going to be using. It could be avocado oil, it could be canola oil, whichever one that you prefer. So a 1/4 cup goes in. And we're also adding 1/3 cup of butter that's been melted and cooled. We're also going to add in 3/4 cup of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you can make your own buttermilk. Measure out the amount of milk that you need, and you can add in up to a tablespoon of vinegar, lemon juice, apple cider vinegar. Today I had apple cider vinegar. You add it in, you let it sit, and it becomes the consistency of buttermilk that you need. I also need a 1/3 cup of Greek yogurt. Today, I don't have Greek yogurt. I have just plain whole fat, whole milk yogurt. So that's going to go in. It's not really going to affect the taste. We're also going to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla. So my vanilla, I make mine from homemade. And 1 tablespoon. And for me, I always add just a little bit extra. And then the last thing are 2 eggs. So I have 2 eggs. We're gonna add those in. Let's throw this bowl over here so that we can and you always want to crack your eggs into a separate container just in case that egg is bad. You're not going to ruin all of your ingredients. And of course, you always have some mishaps along the way. Alright, so we're going to get this stirred up. With muffins, you don't want to over stir them because the gluten will form and it'll actually make tough muffins. So you're just going to stir it until everything's combined. Making sure you got the flour off the bottom of the container, the bowl. So that looks just combined again. And then we're going to grab our muffin pan and we're going to have it lined with some cupcake liners. Okay, so here's our muffin pan. This recipe will make approximately 12 muffins. And again, I'm going to use just a measuring cup to help fill the cups. And we're going to fill them about 3/4 of the way full. Alright, so that actually is going to make probably about 14 muffins. So let me just grab another pan and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got the regular chocolate chip muffins in the pans ready to go in the oven. We're going to whip up this batch of chocolate chip muffin mix and get those in the pans, and then we'll get it all into the oven. So again, we're going to start with the dry ingredients. Didn't wash the bowl because it's basically the same recipe except for I'm adding cocoa powder. So we're going to go with our 2.5 cups of flour. the 2, and then the half. And then it's 1 cup of sugar. And then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Make sure it's the baking powder. And we're having a half a teaspoon of baking soda. And a half a teaspoon of salt. The addition to this is your cocoa powder. You can add anywhere from a half a cup to a cup of cocoa powder depending on how chocolatey that you would like your muffins. I have a 1/3 cup measuring cup here. So I'm going to do that twice. So we're going to do 2/3 cup of cocoa powder. And again, the 1 cup of heaping chocolate chips. Get that all stirred around so it's combined. And then we're going to start adding our wet ingredients. So again, a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, a 1/3 cup of butter that's been melted and cooled. Again, 3/4 cup of buttermilk. A 1/3 cup of Greek yogurt. Two eggs, I've already cracked them, so no more mishaps with dropping the bowl. And then one tablespoon of vanilla. And again, I always add a little bit extra. And we're going to get this mixed up. Okay, now that the batter is mixed up, we're going to add it to our pans. And again, using the measuring cup, we're going to fill them approximately 3/4 of the way full, give or take. That one's a little more, so we'll have to go back and take a little out. And these muffins, they whip up pretty quick. Kids like them. Early quick breakfast before school. Afternoon treat after school. And again, it's gonna make probably about 14 or 15 muffins. So let me grab another pan and I'll be right back. Okay, so with that, we actually got 16 muffins out of the chocolate chip. So we're gonna go ahead and get these in the oven. We're gonna bake them at 450 degrees for approximately 5 to 6 minutes. And then we're gonna reduce the temperature to 350 and finish cooking them, baking them for approximately 20 minutes. My oven's a little different. It's always a little off. So it may take a little bit longer, but when they're done, I'll come back and let you know how long they baked for. Okay, so the muffins came out. They actually baked for 6 minutes at the 450 degrees, and then at the 350 degrees, it was approximately 15 minutes. So of course, they're done. Toothpick method, they come out clean. We'll let them cool on here for about 3 to 5 minutes. Then we'll take them out of the pans, put them on the wire racks to let them finish cooling, and then we'll be able to have a sweet treat afterwards. Again, quick, easy, simple to make, and it's an excellent treat or a breakfast. Again, if you like this, give me the thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to keep seeing more. Leave me a comment. What would you like me to bake next? And I'll see you next time. Thank you.